That's all right. Okay, we are now reconvened into open session. We took no action in executive session, just discussed with our attorney legal ramifications relevant to the item that we are on, which is, let me read that again, number 9. It's number 9. The discuss Highway 377 possible pass-through funding options and consider authorizing the mayor and city manager to negotiate with the state and the county. It's really a negotiation with the county because the county is the one negotiating directly with the state. And so I'll entertain a motion if anyone would like to make one.
Mr. Mayor, I would make a motion that the city manager and the mayor are authorized to begin negotiation with the county as it relates to the expansion of Highway 377. I would include the city manager and the mayor making any financial commitment at this time. We've not seen any numbers or anything on this project, so that would be my motion.
Do you have a second?
I'll second it.
Under discussion, when you say you include making any kind of financial commitment, as I'm sure you've read, the county needs additional funding from some source. In their application, they listed that source as the city to complete the project, although they have not given us, I mean, what their application said was that it would be 3 payments of $1 million, 4 payments, $1 million, $1 million, $1 million, and $900,000, or maybe in that reverse order, I don't know. But a total of $3.9 million. They have to, by the 23rd of this month, sign a letter of intent. It doesn't mean that they are committed financially. That contract won't be signed until the end of the year. So would this negotiation that you're authorizing be intent for the city to participate at some level that you would determine before the end of the year?
First of all, I'm a little concerned that we might have had some commitment for our funds on an application that we didn't sign and participate in.
Well, I do.
My knowledge of this strictly comes from the Hood County News, and I'm not sure that it was on the application, or was it just in some other letter from the engineers that made the application?
No, it's, we have a copy of the application, and it's on the application.
Mayor, Mayor.
Yes.
Then I would say that currently we have no, based on our current budget, we have no capabilities, we have no bond funds to make any financial commitment at this point in time.
That is correct, and I would say, Councilman Parsons, that any commitment would have to be through this governing body prior to, we'd like to see that prior to being placed on the application. But unknown to us, it was placed within the application. And that's why we're in this try to fix it mode.
Well, Mayor, if you would, the hearing Councilman Parsons speak specifically about the motion, and I'm in agreement if he is actually saying that we are all for the county's project. This is a county project, However, our name got on there on the application is not what we're here about tonight, although I do agree with you all. The fact is that the way I understand it is that we are giving you and the city manager the opportunity to work with the county, but to not commit any financial numbers at this time until we get that back from them. So we're saying, yes, we like the project, go talk to the county, but at this time, we're not willing to talk about any commitment to any money.
Okay. Anyone else have any discussion on this item?
I always use a lot of analogies. To me, this is the same as walking up to Mitch and saying, Mitch, I want you to co-sign on a loan with me. I'll tell you about the terms later.
Well,
Well said.
From speaking to their consultant, the apparently their willingness to commit to this project they are attributing much responsibility to that commitment to the city. And they, I believe, will not move forward on a project unless the city makes some sort of commitment. That's my gut feeling. I may not be correct, but I do feel like at some point we will have to make a commitment if the project is going to be done. To move forward on the 23rd is just an intent for some sort of participation or not. So are you authorizing any, I know you're not authorizing the level of commitment toward this project, but are you saying that you are going to look at the numbers and make a commitment in the future? I mean, I know you can't, I agree with the bank loan analogy, but you have to understand, they have to agree by the 23rd with the state to do something.
I think we can say after we look at the figures, we might be able to do that, but we can't say for sure till we look.
Right, I agree with you. I don't want to, I'm not.
But we need to say we don't want to kill the project either.
All right, the county doesn't have to make an absolute commitment on the 23rd either. They just have to say, here's the terms that we would agree to with the state. Here's the amounts of money that we're gonna come up with from our sources, from the city, from whoever. And then, but that we agree to these terms. That doesn't mean they've made the financial commitment. In fact, they have two more outs. They have to, they don't have to sign a contract till the end of the year, and they don't have to, if the bond issue does not pass as late as next November, they don't have to fund it. The negotiator didn't want to do that, but the Transportation Commission indicated that that was reasonable for us to wait and have a bond election, and they were ready for us to do that. So what I guess I'm asking, what I think you're saying, and if you're not saying this, there's no point in saying anything in my mind, is that we want to be involved and a part of the process. We can't make that total financial commitment until we know all the numbers, what we're going to have to pay, when we're going to have to pay it, how much we're going to have to pay. And at that time, you know, by the end of the year, when you make that kind of commitment, or they do, we would come to some resolution about a final commitment from here.
Mayor, you said total, and you talked about, when you say total, you talked about some funds. So the way you just read that, the way you just stated that, it commits us to some type of funding, and that's what we're not gonna do here tonight.
Okay.
This is a county project. Let me just say for the record that this is a county project, and of course, we're way preliminary. It's their application, that's all it is, the application. There's no commitment here by the county whatsoever. We're gonna go to the dance, but we may not dance. And so, we're willing for you and Harold to move forward with the county and work with them, and giving you a nod. That's what the motion is.
All right.
There's nothing financial.
Well,
Understanding that this is a pass-through bond, is what I understand it to be.
That's right.
So so if we make a financial commitment, if we make that commitment, do we get reimbursed 80% of our commitment like the county will, or is our commitment, I mean.
it's
there's
about
just so many
75.
There are just so many unanswered questions about what our financial commitment is and what happens with that and how it fits in the whole project. It's just hard at this point in time to make that.
Well, I don't disagree that it's difficult, but I can assure you in the morning at their commissioners meeting, the question is going to be asked, is the city going to make any kind of commitment? And basically you're saying that Harold and I can discuss it with them, but we can't make any commitment.
We're still listening, yes, sir. We're still listening.
Well, then I would anticipate that they will not move forward with the project, which is their decision.
Mayor, for you to say that we, as a council, city council, could actually kill this project, when it is a county project, it'll be decided by the commissioners if it's killed.
That's right.
There's so much planning. We're still in the early stages. There's a referendum that should take place. The county commissioners have the ball in their court, and they're gonna have to make those decisions.
All right. With that said, I'll entertain, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed, nay. Motion carries. If there's no further business and no objection, we stand adjourned.